today about the like posting and pictures and planning out your week and stuff like that?
A little bit.
Okay. So what I typically talk about, and I'm going to go through this because like I feel like obviously Christy, you know that this stuff, Jessica, you know this stuff, Elena, you are getting it very well, which is awesome. But y'all, I have horrible indigestion tonight. I have no idea why, but I can't stop burping. So excuse me. But let me ask you this first, Christy. You want me to talk about, you want me to help you with some ideas before we jump into all the posting and stuff, or are you going to hang for the whole call?
I'm hanging through the whole call.
Let's do it. All right. So first of all, one of the things that I talked about yesterday on that, the one I did yesterday afternoon at 4:30 about planning for your week. Guys, I really want you guys to grasp how well that sets you up for success. To sit down every Sunday or Monday, whenever you have the time. I know some people don't do any work on Sunday, and that's totally cool. I do a lot of praying over the weekend, and I feel like that's when my ideas come to me more. And so like I have to sit down and plan out. And I literally just get out my planner, and I just, for the week, and I take the ideas that I have. So like my challenge group this month is called All In for April. And I got that idea I stole it from another coach that's not on our team or anything like that, somebody I follow. And I don't even know what she meant by All In for April. I didn't dig that deep, but I really like the name of it. And so I just took it and I made it my own. And that's one thing, like I want to show you guys. I'm going to show you about events tonight, and I'm going to talk about planning and posting. What I do, honestly and truly, is I sit down and I take this concept in my mind. And so right now I know I'm planning for that group. I'm inviting to that group. I'm also posting about coaching and stuff too in my stories, but my call to action posts for the week are going to be jabs towards All In for April, and then challenge group posts about All In for April. So I sit down and I kind of think out, like, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to reference in my own life from my own story? Because that's my material. My marketing material is me. It is my life. It is my experience. It is my struggles. I think that lady today on the National Wake Up Call talked a lot about struggles and how, we don't hide those. Like, it's not about showing perfection on social media. Our job is to tell what we struggle with personally, and then, talk about, and I still struggle. Like I talked last week about my PMS and how bad it was. For all the posts that I have made about how much better my PMDD is since I started Shakeology, like somebody slammed me in the backside last week and was like, look, you still got it, so don't give up on it. I feel that's exactly the way I felt. And I talked about that. But I also talked about the fact that just because I had a bad week doesn't mean I give up, because the old Rachel, again, I'm going back to my marketing material, the old Rachel would have given up. The old Rachel would have said, oh my gosh, like I nailed my nutrition for a week, 2 weeks, or even for like this 80-day program. I nailed it for like 10 weeks and I just blew a whole week. I didn't blow it, honestly, to be honest. Like I just overate my portions and probably, like I had a couple glasses of wine, things like that. I didn't blow it per se compared to a lot of people, but for me, I didn't stick with my plan. And so but the old Rachel would have just stopped. She would have quit. She would have just said, I can't do it. It's too hard. I give up. I'm just going to go sit in the pantry and eat my cookie dough, And so like, that's my marketing material. And so whenever I was thinking about All In for April, I'm reading this book, that Girl Wash Your Face, or whatever it's called. It's a really good book. And she talks a lot in the beginning about why do we give up on ourselves first? Like, why do we break the promises that we make to ourselves first? We don't break promises to our mom. Not that we should, that's all I'm saying. We don't break promises to our boss. Like, we don't break promises to the drive-through lady at Wendy's. We make sure they get everything that they require of us, but we break our promises to ourselves first. I'm gonna eat better. I'm gonna take care of my body. I'm going to going to rest more. I'm going to sleep more. I'm going to cut out the Diet Cokes and drink water. You know, we promise ourselves all these good things, but we are the first person that we break those promises to so that we can give to someone else, right? And so that's kind of my approach. Like, I'm not looking for people who want to go all in and do this perfectly. I'm looking for people who want to go all in. And you can read my post and you can read my event and kind of see my wording and my thought process. But I'm looking for people who want to go all in and not give up on themselves when it gets hard, because it's going to, okay? And so, like, this morning, my post about not wanting to get up and get out of bed and work out was a jab towards that. Like, I took NyQuil last night. I was tired. I woke up and it was really hard to get up. And then I thought, boom, like, I have to post to my challenge group today about not quitting. And like, what good is that going to do if I just lay here in bed and just say I'm too tired when, you know, I'm not sick. There's nothing wrong with me. And so I made myself get up because I knew that I would feel better if I did. And so that was kind of a jab towards that, you know, not quitting on yourself, not breaking your promises to yourself. And then, so I made a post tonight about my challenge group, like just as you guys were getting on this call. And so throughout the week, I will jab at that. I will probably post a picture of my food and talk about the fact that I used to do like tuna and egg diet. Like, that's all I would eat all day to lose weight. And I did lose the weight. But as soon as I stopped doing that, like, you know, all the weight came back. Like, I tried all these crazy fad, quick fix diets, you know. And so that'll be a jab too. And then later in the week, I will do another challenge group post. I'll be doing stories about that. I'll be sharing transformations, you know, and all of those things are just soft jabs so that when I deliver that right hook, like I did tonight, it's the day after Easter. People are tired. They're probably bloated. Their tummy probably hurts from all the sugar, you know, and they probably feel lethargic and really just exhausted. And so I just delivered a right hook into everybody's newsfeed, whoever follows me, whoever sees it, talking about the fact that this is what I used to be and this is what I am now, and inviting women to do it with me. Does that make sense? And so, like, my posts are targeted towards that. And guys, like, you know, I talk to you guys and we're teaching you guys about posting on social media on a regular basis. And that is just so important. Like, even because I was talking to, I think I was talking to Adrian about this the other day on a one-on-one call. And I was saying that, you know, like, and I always say this, that like your posts, whether it's a challenge group invite or not, you know, if you're showing up, so we have stories now and we have posts, right? Well, we haven't always had stories. That's great. Stories are awesome. I think it's a really good way to interact with people, to show people what you're doing on a, you know, like an in and out basis throughout the day. They're kind of raw. They're fun. You can have more like relaxed with them, but you've got to be posting 2 to 3 times a day so that when you message someone and you say, hey girl, do you want to join my boot camp? I don't care if you've got an event to send them to or not. The first thing they're going to do is what? What are they going to do? They're going to go to your page, okay? And if there's nothing there about you working out, about you eating healthy foods, there's no value added, there's no recipes, there's no pictures of you and your kids, there's no talking about challenge groups, like, people are going to be like, what in the mess is she talking about? Like, and there's no credibility there. And I'm speaking to the choir. Like, I'm not, like, saying you guys aren't doing this, because you guys are. But that posting is very important. And I think that when it comes down to planning my week, that this serves me the best. That I sit down and I say, okay, I've got 2 weeks to advertise for All In Challenge Group. This is what I'm doing this week. Like, this is what's coming up in my life. We have baseball, 2 back-to-back games on Tuesday and Thursday night. In the past, that would have been my excuse to drive through the Wendy's drive-through. So I'm going to make a post, talk about that, like give tips, suggestions about how I'm going to stay on track. The pictures will be mine. That's very important. I don't pull stock photos. Again, the marketing material is me and my life and what is happening with me. People connect with me. They don't connect with a 21-day fake stock photo from the internet, right? That's not cool. And so, like, that is what I schedule out. I plan out. I look at my week, what's coming up in our life, look at what I'm inviting to, and I just kind of plan out my posts for the week. And again, like I'll show you guys my marketing calendar too, because that's important. Let me see if I have it here. I emailed it to everybody, but I'm not sure that everybody really gets all those. I hope that you do. So I really just like, that's another piece that's really important. And I know that I don't usually talk about all this stuff to new coaches, but you guys, some of you are new, some of you are not, but you're all really smart. So I just want to make sure that I'm driving this whole point home, because I swear it's like one of the biggest secrets to my success is having a flipping plan, and it's not rocket science. So this is my calendar that I made for April. And so I have this AOL, this A Little Obsessed free group, which has kind of turned into a little bit of like a little obsessed or a clean week, depending on what the people are capable of. But see, I've got my challenge group that starts on the 16th. I've got my 80-day obsession group that starts later in the month. And so I know that for these 2 weeks, my posts, my jabs, my stories, everything should be focused on pretty much challenge groups or 80-day obsession. And so that helps me come up with a plan for what I'm going to post. And I even, like in my planner, like I write down on Wednesday, I'm going to do a sneak peek into coaching, because I'm going to do a couple of those in stories every month. And then, you know, like on Thursday, I want to do a poll inviting people to my challenge group. You know, on Tuesday or next Tuesday, I want to do like a countdown, like list the people that have already joined my challenge group and have like a 2 spots left kind of story, and give people a poll. And so, like, guys, those stories go away in 24 hours. So it's not like your news feed is just filled up with the same thing over and over and over. And I find that if I talk about challenge groups or coaching or something in my stories every single day, I am getting people that sign up. I am getting people that join my challenge groups. I'm getting people that join my team as coaches. And I used to feel like icky and weird about doing stories every single day, but people keep coming back and watching them and responding to them. So, like, I'm challenging you guys, like, I don't make a post every day that says join my challenge group, join my team, but I'm telling my story. I'm telling my challenger stories. I'm sharing results. I'm sharing screenshots for my challenge groups, for things that challengers say, and I'm counting down to my challenge groups or to my coaching opportunity. And it's working, and I'm just being consistent. I may not do it every single day, but I'm probably doing it 6 out of 7 days, to be honest. And so people are watching and reading, and I've got people finally now who have been watching my stories for a really long time who are responding to those polls. And so, like, just consistency, just like in your challenge group post or your 2 to 3 posts a day, like if you can get consistent in those stories, then I think that you guys will see a lot of traction and momentum built there. Okay, and so I just took my calendar, I took my week, I looked at what we were doing as family, and I kind of made out some posts, scheduled out some posts. I don't have them all written or anything. I also do like Mom Crush Monday. I do Transformation Tuesday. I do What I Ate Wednesday. I do Thankful Thursday, Fearless Friday. So I kind of have those themes as well that help me plan out what my week is going to be. So I do have a plan as far as like targeting for inviting to that challenge group for sure. But I also, at the same time, as coaches, we can fill up our newsfeed with lots of like, do this, do that, you know, asking people to do things. So I also have to make sure that I'm adding tons of value as well. And so, like, I have a couple of posts scheduled for some recipes. What I Ate Wednesday is always like a value added. Like I kind of did that tonight. I posted a picture of my food and talked about how my meal prep paid off. That was another jab, you know. I showed people what I was eating for dinner. It was very simple: a roasted pork loin, some corn salad, and some mashed cauliflower. Like, I don't overcomplicate it. I'm a very simple gal. And the fact that I prepped all my food yesterday meant that I could sit in my yard and enjoy my time with my family. And so that was a jab at, you know, like how I make it work. It was a lifestyle post, you know, it was all those things kind of rolled into one. And then I followed it up with that challenge group post tonight on social media. So definitely be strategic. Make sure that you are adding as much value as you are like asking for something. And that applies in stories too. So I kind of have this thing where most days I'm doing like a fit tip in my stories. And it could be something like drink your water, eat an orange, you know, instead of a sweet. For dessert, you know, lay out your workout clothes, set your alarm across the room, things like that. So I'm definitely adding value because that's what people come back for. people come back for that more than anything. And so like, this may sound overwhelming and you may be thinking like, I have no idea where to start. Like, I don't know how to plan out my week. I don't know how to add value. But you just start doing it. I'll show you one of my best tools, and Timmy gave me this. Hold on. In the mornings, oh golly, I just like banged myself up. In the mornings, a lot of times I don't know. I always know what to say. But this little planner that Timmy gave me, and it's by Fitlosophy, and it's like a quote, almost a quote for every day, and at the bottom it has a fit tip. And honestly, some days I just pull from that. And so like, or I pull something from my devotion for motivation, for my motivation, my workout selfie, or for my personal development. You know, I have that 100 Days to Brave devotion, which is awesome. And I use that, but I swear, a lot of times you see me, my workout selfie, it starts with a quote. It comes from this sucker right here. So, like, don't think that, like, Rachel's just filled with all this, like, knowledge and inspiration. Like, I get it from things like that in my personal development, too. And, like, this morning, I wrote down while I was working out, Autumn said we didn't start to be mediocre, and that was like the opening line of my workout post. And so like I listen, and while I'm working out, I might stop and write down something. So that's where my inspiration comes. But it will become more natural. It will become a lot more natural to start posting and sharing. And you know, like I teach you guys. Have you made a list of the 4 to 5 things that define who you are? Not define, but kind of, you know, represent who you are. You know, like for me, like I said, I'm a boy mom. We love to be outdoors. My faith is a huge part of who I am. Obviously, fitness and clean eating is part of that. I love to shop. You know, I don't really love to shop that much. I like to shop for house things more than like clothes and things like that. But so, you know, like my posts center around those things. My challenge groups center around my faith and the fact that I'm a boy mom, and you know, like I have a family and all that stuff. So you kind of target those areas that can help you come up with ideas about what to post. Your Facebook feed, your banner, your profile picture, your challenge groups, everything should reflect who you are. Again, it goes back to that fact that your marketing material is you. So like, I'm not going to run a boot camp for bikini babes or anything like that. You know, that's just not me. It's all going to be targeted towards busy women. I don't restrict myself to moms. Like I could run like a mom group, but I have some challengers. I have a lot of really good challengers who don't have kids yet, you know, and so like I try not to restrict it to that, but if I wanted to, I could do that. And so you're just literally just sharing about your life on social media. And we're doing it, honestly, I rarely use the words Beachbody. I rarely use the word Shakeology. But I'm showing people that I'm working out at home. I'm showing people that I'm drinking my shake. I'm showing people, talking about what it does for me. And you know, I think that she said that too on the National Wake Up Call this morning, that she was a coach for like 5 months and didn't sell a single challenge pack, and that she realized that she was inspiring people and she was showing people like that she was getting results and she felt great, but she was never like telling people what to do, like to get started themselves. She said that she shied away from talking about Shakeology, even though it had totally transformed her life, that she was scared that people would think that she was like salesy and icky. But then I think she was at a grocery store or something, and somebody came up to her and said something to her, and she realized, it like clicked. She's like, I'm not helping anybody by not inviting people or not talking about Shakeology or whatever on my social media. And so, like, I think that I still struggle with making a Shakeology post, but I find that when I do, it really speaks to somebody, or it answers a question that someone might have had about it. And it's so important that people know that we are drinking it. And I'm not going to make a post anymore. I used to do this as a new coach. That's like, I'm drinking Shakeology. It costs $4 a day. It's 7 salads in a jar or whatever, you know. No, now I talk about the fact that, crap, I was late for work. I had to run out the door. I mixed up my superfood shake in like 10 seconds, and like I don't miss this baby, but I don't miss it a single day because like it gives me energy. It's helped so much with my cholesterol and my hormones, and I just am so thankful that I finally decided to invest in my health with this shake. And then even I make stories all the time where I'm drinking it, but I don't actually talk about it, but people see me drinking it. And so when I do make a post about it, people are intrigued enough that they're going to stop and read when I write about Shakeology. And my Shakeology posts, honestly, are usually handling objections, because that's the thing that we get the most objections about. The cost. I don't drink my food. Like, is it going to give me diarrhea? Do I have to drink it 3 times a day? Like, those are all the things that I get, the questions that I get. So my Shakeology posts are typically answering those objections in my stories and in my posts. And so that's a little about posting. Let's see, do you guys have any questions about that? Because I'm going to move on to like talking about your challenge group. Okay, so like I just said, we can post workout selfies, we can post Shakeology posts, we can post inspiration and meals and recipes all day long. But if we don't invite people, if we don't advertise for our challenge group, we'll never get challengers, right? And so like today, I put that post in our team page about let's do a lead generator night. That means that we're going to put a post out there that's going to generate leads for our challenge group. I don't think I ever explained that, but that's what it means. And so if we don't advertise for our challenge groups, people are not going to know that they can join us. They're not going to know that they can join our challenge group, that they can drink Shakeology, that they can do those workout programs that we're doing. And again, an advertisement is just you telling your story. A good advertisement is emotional. It starts with your story. You don't go overboard. You keep a simple image, and you tell people, like I said, you speak to who you were before you got started, which means that, so for me, I was that mom who was tired, who was cranky, who was unsure of herself. I felt horrible in my clothes. I was a yo-yo dieter. I was constantly starting and stopping. And so I'm speaking to that girl. And then I tell what I have to offer. I'm looking for 5 to 10 women who want to stop the yo-yo dieting, who want to stop circling the mountain, who want to start working out at home and meal planning and learning how to create meals for your family that they'll eat. We're going to incorporate my superfoods, have daily devotions. I've got 5 spots. If you want to join us, click here or comment below and I'll reach out to you. You give a deadline. We start April 16th. After that, you'll have to wait until next month. Okay. And in the beginning, guys, like I didn't know what to say. Like I didn't know how to make that post, but my coach gave me an idea, gave me an example, and I just went with it. Like I just went with it. And so that is how I got started. And I'm going to show you guys my post here that I just made tonight. Okay, so I knew I wanted it to be a little bit different. I wanted it to be a little bit catchy because I kind of get tired of some of my posts, honestly. So we went for a walk tonight. And I said, Matt, hey, take our picture. I told the boys to jump up in the air. And so this was my post. It said, don't mind us. We're just super excited about all the lovely ladies joining my All In for April boot camp. Because we remember when mama was tired, cranky, unsettled, unhealthy, bouncing around from diet to diet, constantly starting over. So that's my story. That's my emotional catch. Like I know, do you know how many women can relate to that, like feeling that exact same way? My body and my mind and my spirit began to suffer as a result of the choices I was making in my body. And God spoke very clearly to me and said, give me control, do the work, I'll handle the rest. Okay. And so this is when I explained, now I'm looking for women who want to go all in this month. I talk about the fact that it's not going to be perfect and how I spent years of like different diets, just desperate for something that would change. And then I tell them what I have to offer. 30-minute workouts, you're going to choose. Weekly meal planning and prep, incorporating Shakeology. I did say Shakeology. I need to change that because I copied it and pasted it, honestly. Support and encourage other women. See, I reuse my content a lot, parts of it, not all of it. And I'm looking for people who are tired of circling the mountain. Our bodies are not a 21-day or 30-day or 80-day investment. They're ours for a lifetime. Grab your spot now by clicking here. Okay, so I give them a clear direction. I didn't say when it starts. Crap, look, I just didn't do everything I told you guys to do. I need to go back and edit that. But that is my challenge group ad. So people who are following me, who watch me work out every day, who watch me share my meal plan, who watch me drink my shake, now they know they can do it with me, okay? And so I just included my event, which was the next thing that I wanted to show you guys. You can include a WooFoo form, which honestly, it's not really good to do that in the body of a post anymore because Facebook flags that, and they don't want you sending people outside of Facebook. So if you're going to include a WooFoo form, you need to put it in the comments. Honestly, I would say like drop a heart below if you want to join us, or if you want more information, or like or comment on this photo, something like that. Let me edit this while I'm talking about it, because if it'll let me, will it let me? Because I don't like some of the stuff I said. Hold on a second. Do you have any questions about that? Does that give you ideas like about how to post?
Do you have examples of those WooFoo forms you're talking about?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking that'd be something good for me to gauge interest level without having to dive fully in.
Yeah, I love my WooFoo form. I think I use it a lot. Hold on a second. Let's see.
Do you put your WooFoo form in your Insta stories?
No, I can't do that yet.
Because you don't have enough people to do the swipe up yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. There's something else I was going to change. What was I going to change? I can't remember what it was. Okay, I don't know.
Taking out Shakeology.
Yeah, I changed that.
The date.
I added that. April 16th. I thought there was something else. I don't know. Okay. So this is my event. I like an event. I did not like them at first. I thought they were awkward and strange because I had always just done like a challenge group ads and just like one-on-one invited, which I still do. I still do both of those things. But now you can create an event on Facebook. You have been able to for a while, to be honest. And this is something that I kind of use, or I teach you guys, new coaches, to use as a buffer, because I know it can be a little bit awkward just to start saying, hey, because you don't have that momentum built up yet as a new coach with your posting and your, connecting with people. You're just starting like, boom, I post my coach announcement. I'm inviting people to challenge groups, and people are still like, what is she talking about? But once you start, if you're consistent in your posting and you're inviting and you're following up and your stories, you're building that momentum so that in the future, people are like, oh yeah, there's Chrissy. She runs challenge groups. She works out at home. She's getting results, But until then, and I still do this because I like events, because it's a way for me to reach out to new people. But I create an event. It's really easy. All you have to do is go to your Facebook page, and you want to make a public event. Okay, that's very important. Don't make it private because people can't find it. You create a public event, and I make my image in Canva. And you have to, when you do it, you have to choose to create the Facebook ad template to fit into that image slot. And so that's what I would upload there. I give it a name. My start date obviously is April 16th. I select a category, usually fitness, and then I put my description in there, and boom, I create it. Okay, so I'm not going to create another one, but I'm going to show you. So this is what it looks like. So when people click on that link, it takes them to this, and it gives them the description, which is a lot of what I just shared in that post. I actually copied and pasted some of my wording from this to make my post tonight, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start inviting people, and all you have to do is click share and invite friends, all right? And so I don't ever just invite people to this and that's it. What I do is if I've been talking to somebody, or if I've noticed that somebody's been following my posts or something like that, like I will invite them. Let me find somebody to invite just so I can show you. Let's see. These are all people that I talk to all the time. That's what it does. It shows you like those people first. I'm going to invite Bree. Okay. And so I just click her name and I click invite. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up and I'm going to go to Bree and send her a private message and say, hey girl, I just wanted to let you know that I've really been thinking about you. I started to plan for my health and fitness boot camp this month. And I know we've been talking about this, but your name came to mind because I'm on a mission to help as many women as I can get started doing something good for their bodies. And I just sent you this invitation to this event. Go check it out. Are you working on any health and fitness goals for yourself right now? And that's how I connect with them. So it's like, it's an invite. It's still an invite, a one-on-one invite, but it gives them somewhere to go and to read about it and to look at it. And what I'm going to do is typically people click interested or going. Not everybody does, but if they do, and I start to post in there every single day, it's going to keep that event alive and it's going to keep it on their mind and in their newsfeed because they're going to get a notification when I post in there. And so like sometimes I create polls like what are your goals right now, and I'll put something in there, or you know, like what type of workouts do you like to do, or what's your biggest struggle with nutrition, and I'll put some polls in there and people will interact that way too, which is a really cool option. But I'm going to post in there like once a day. I'm going to give a call to action most days so that people who said that they're interested or whatever, they haven't committed, they know they have to actually do something to join the boot camp. It's not just one of those like, you know, come, I'm going to post a workout every day and you're going to like maybe say you're going to do it and that's it. This is something where like people have to actually take action to join the challenge group. So I have to put that in there every single day. And so that's the event page. And like I did tonight, I can copy this link and I just put it in my challenge group post that I made earlier. Where'd it go? Let's see. It's right there at the end of this challenge group post. And so they click on it and they can read about it. You can share it in an email. Like I'll put it in an email. I can send it via private messenger through Instagram Messenger. So like if somebody says they're interested in my boot camp, I can send them to that link. And so it's just really a useful and a cool way. And I can even copy and paste that into my Facebook feed if I wanted to. Let's see, it pulls that image up, but I find that a lot of people don't like links and things like that. Or, you know, our Facebook is just filled up with events and things like that all the time. So I don't really share it this way, although I might once or twice just to see what happens. But I found that, you know, making the actual ad is what works the best, and putting that link in there or using the invite tool and then sending somebody a message. I actually sponsor mine now for just like 10, 15 bucks. Cause if you create it on a business page, you can actually sponsor it. And so that has worked well for me because I've kind of figured out my targeting, but you guys aren't like where you need to sponsor anything yet. I don't think. I've just burned through my warm market. And so like that helps me reach new people. Do you guys have any questions about events? But right now, you're going to start inviting people that you know. Like you're going to have a warm market for a very long time. Like I only had 150 friends on Facebook, so I had a whole lot of room to grow. And that is where that adding friends every single day on Facebook, following people on Instagram is really important. Because if you're not expanding your market, then you're going to run out of people to talk to. And there's no limit to growth in this business. Like I've been a coach for 3.5 years and I consistently hit higher and higher Success Club numbers. And it's just because I'm doing that. Like I'm connecting with new people. I'm expanding my market. I'm starting conversations. I'm inviting people one-on-one. But you have like a lot of room to grow, which is exciting and awesome. There's no limitations here. So don't start with that mentality. It's just the basics. Like you start with people that you know, you invite your coworker, you invite the person that walks your dogs, you invite the people that you go to church with, you invite, you invite your aunt, your uncle, your cousins, your sister, whomever. Those are the best people to start inviting at the very beginning. They will be the people that help you get to Success Club, that help you get to Emerald. And I kind of view those people as practice. Practice inviting them and start to invite people that start to follow your posts. So if you're not putting posts out there, then you don't have anybody to invite. That's what that whole lead generator thing is out there. And so you'll start to see people who are following you consistently, people who are liking your daily workout post, people who are like saying, ooh, that recipe looks good. Can I have it? Start there, invite those people, get out your memory jogger. That's in your coach online office. The coach training, the new coach training is full of sample invites. So you're going to just start conversations, build relationships. People are going to start to see what you're doing. And so that when you invite them, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I've been watching you and I've actually meant to reach out to you about it. You'll find that you hear that a lot. And definitely track it. Track who you're talking to. If you run into Susie at the grocery store and you mention it to her, write it down. Make a note to follow up with her, reach out to her next week and see if she still wants to join the challenge group. That's so important. Guys, you are going to have people that say no a lot, especially now, because they're figuring it out. They don't know what you're doing. Everybody posts like after New Year's, they're going to start a workout program. Who's still there 2 weeks later? People are just watching you and trying to figure out what you're doing and trying to see if you're going to stick with this. And like, Elena, you said this in Coach Basics today because I was reading people's comments. Like Melanie said today, like people don't say no to you. They're just saying no to a healthier lifestyle. Like you're going to get no's all the time. You cannot take it personally. You cannot take it personally. And it's never about you, quite honestly. If people are saying anything, it's about their own insecurities and, they're not where they want to be and they just don't want to be and they don't want to watch somebody else work towards their goals. So, that's what it's about. You can't be intimidated by inviting people because you're afraid they're going to say no, because they're going to. Like I'm telling you today, they're going to say no. All right. But for every 1, 2, 3 people that says, yes, it's totally worth it. And then those people that say no now are going to keep watching you. And in 6 months, a year, like I said, 3 years later, I've had people that have watched me the whole time. And they're like, okay, I've been watching you this whole time and I'm ready to do something now. Because obviously what you're doing works or you wouldn't still be here. I get that message all the time. And so don't give up when it gets hard. Don't give up when it gets quiet. Usually I find that if it gets quiet in my business, it's because I've stopped doing something. It's not because there aren't people out there that don't want to get healthy and fit. It's because I've stopped posting, stopped connecting, stopped inviting, stopped doing my polls, whatever it might be. And it's all about consistency. It's all about that compound effect that you are building with these tiny little behaviors, these tiny little things like adding friends and sending a hey girl message or a happy birthday message. All that compounds every single time that you do it, and it builds into a business that just goes. It just goes. All right, so let's see. So that's the other thing. Make sure you're reading your personal development for sure, because that's going to fuel your fire. So what questions do you guys have, or what do you need help with conversations or a post to put out there tonight, or talking about jabs or anything like that? Stories, what do you need help with?
What kind of content do you post in your event group for the 2 weeks leading up? Because you said you post every day. So what's the content?
A lot of it is just similar to what I would post on my feed, but it's just kind of more often. Like I'll share a recipe, or I'll share a quote from a challenger. I will share a meal plan. I will share a motivational quote. I'll go live in there. Actually wrote it in my calendar that I need to go live in there and kind of just walk through my thought process, my goal, my vision for the group. People love that. Oh my gosh, like people love that. When I did that for my February elimination boot camp, I went live. I don't know if it was like on my business page or in the event page, but I ended up putting it in both. And that was a shareable tool that every time somebody asked me to email them about the boot camp, I gave my challenge group description and I put that link in there and I said, here's a video of me talking about this challenge group a little bit more. Go watch it. Like I had tons of Success Club points that month because like I was just really open about my vision and my heart and what I wanted to do with that challenge group. And so I will do the same thing this week for that All In April boot camp. And I'll go in and talk about the things that I just shared with you. And I'll probably my scripture verse is I usually, the one that I used as a new challenger was Deuteronomy 2:3, the one you've circled this mountain long enough, now turn north. So I'll probably use that just because that verse, it still speaks to me. I still have to cling to that verse. And so that is probably something I'll use just to share, where I feel like God is leading me. And people like it. People like it when you go live and talk about it. And it's weird and it's awkward. And I have to be in the right mood. I like to have the right energy when I do it. But it's a shareable tool again. That I can click or share with somebody who says, what is this challenge group going to be about? And so a lot of times when I do that, make a post in there, I'll put my woohoo form in there and be like, if you're ready to commit, if you're really ready to do it, I've got 2 spots left. I just need to know you're in. So send me your information here and I'll get you started. Yeah. So it's definitely something that I would encourage you to try. Now, not all coaches use an event page, but I like it. Because it also helps me track people too. If they click interested or going, I can go back and I can see. And I can look and I can say, hey girl, you said you were going to this event. You hadn't committed yet. Let's do it.
I have another question. When you jab, do you jab on your fan page and your personal page?
I'm trying to do more on my business page now because I'm really growing that more, and there's more opportunity for growth for me over there. But I still do a good bit on my personal page too. Because I don't know, it's a science. It's it's all a big experiment, really. But I wouldn't worry. Do you have a business page? You do? I have an ad that's constantly running. I don't spend a lot, but it's constantly running to get new likes over there. And it's working really well for me. But that's something we can talk about another day. But I have been getting a good bit of new people from my business page. So that's working well. Yeah, that's a good question. And Facebook when you cross post, if I post on my personal and my business page, I tend to get less traction because they kind of flag that as copying. So I have to play with that and be strategic. But I add more value over on my business page, like recipes and videos and things like that. I put more there. Yeah, but I tag myself. I can tag myself now. Once you have 500 likes, I think you can tag yourself. But it still doesn't get seen as much on your personal page. But it does get seen by some people. Does that help? Okay. What else? Does anybody else have questions? I'll tell you, I already have 4 Success Club points. I will probably be at Success Club 10 this week because I just don't stop. I don't stop that momentum. I don't stop posting. I don't stop inviting. I don't stop adding friends. I don't stop connecting. I do it every single day. Some days it's more, some days it's less, but I do it every single day. And I never run out of people to invite to my challenge groups. I've always got people in my funnel. And so this month, I just started with those people last month who said I can't do it. I wrote their name down at the front of April, and I just started following up. People who had share cart links, people who wanted to commit. I was just okay, let's go. My challenge group's open. I've got 10 spots. I know you wanted to do it last month. I'm saving you one of the first spots. Let's get your stuff ordered. And one thing that I do too that I've really started to do now, and I love it, is I'll actually schedule a one-on-one Zoom call with my new challengers. And so that's something that I use to push them. I'm okay, let's get your stuff ordered. The boot camp doesn't start until the 16th, but we'll do your one-on-one call. I'll help you. I'll walk you through, find you a program. We'll plan. And that's kind of something I use to drive them. And it's great. I've been doing that for the past couple months, and I love it. It really helps.
How often do you, sorry, go ahead.
It helps me establish that initial relationship, because honestly, a lot of people that sign up now, they're strangers. We've built a relationship on social media, but I don't really know them. And so it gives me an opportunity to talk to them face to face. It's also kind of creating some like coach-like behavior by getting on a Zoom call, by showing them how to go through their through their Beachbody on Demand. They get to hear me, see me. I get to talk to them. And then, it's a good way for them to get my vibe and like who I am. And I'm really hoping it'll help me with coach recruitment too. But it just instills some trust in me as their coach, that they can come to me and talk to me and ask me questions too. And I really want, to help set my challengers up for success more than anything. What was your question, Elena?
How often do you post polls in your social media feed, like on Facebook?
I don't really post polls on Facebook. What do you mean? Are you talking about in the event, or are you talking about the stories?
Stories and the event, like just trying to gauge interest and stuff, or like, hey, what's the reason why you didn't achieve your last fitness goal, and then like listing stuff just so you can gauge.
I don't do it a lot on the Facebook page. I just do that like once or twice in the 2 weeks leading up. But it's more like value add, which that is value added, I feel like. But it's more like, this is a meal plan. This is an example of what we're going to do in the challenge group. A motivational quote, or a shout out to a challenger who's doing something. A workout selfie and a motivational quote or something like that, or like a countdown. There's 3 spots left, stuff like that. I just do one a day, one post a day in the event, because that keeps it fresh for them. They get a notification when I do that. Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely.
But as far as polls and IG stories, I do some type of poll almost every day. It's not always a like join this, join that. Like I try to do like a post-workout poll, like did you sweat today, or what's your favorite type of workout, cardio or weights, or do you struggle with drinking water? Me, absolutely no, not at all. Like something like that, because if you're creating that opportunity for engagement, they're going to come back. But if I'm always just saying, join me, join me, join me, join me, and that's my poll, they're going to get bored with that. But if I'm creating the opportunity for them to come back to engage, because people come to social media to engage, like we can't be afraid to put that out there. That's why they're there, and they're not there just to look at pictures of your dogs. I mean, some people might be, but like people are there to engage with you, to build relationships, and there's just no denying that. So don't be afraid to do that. And if people say no and you're still adding value, you don't have anything to feel weird about. That's my thing. Like I'm adding so much value that if I invite someone and they're like, nah, it's not for me, I'm not turning them off. I'm still continuing to invest in them, even if they don't join my challenge group. And so I can feel confident in that whenever I do reach out to someone. Yeah. Anybody else? Has that helped? Has this helped? Good. Okay.
Would you suggest, like, if I'm co-coaching on the next challenge with Chelsea and Adrienne, should I start advertising for that, or just let them do that?
No, you have to advertise. It's your business. Yeah. You definitely have to advertise. So like what I did as a new coach, I think I invited to Melanie's challenge group the first 2 months. And so like I just said, I think the first month I said my coach is letting me like add 3 people or something. But then after that initial coach announcement post, I just talked like I was running the challenge group, which again, I mean, you don't have to say I'm running it. I would say like I'm co-leading, I'm running a challenge group with my friends. and we're going to do this together. And then that, as soon as you can, I think you should be running your own challenge groups. If you have 3 or 4 people, it's going to be quiet at first, but I mean, and I think it's fine to co-lead with your team. Like if y'all are sharing the responsibilities, I think that it's just really important for people to see you as a leader in some way in that group, because they're signing up with you. They're not signing up with me or with Chelsea or anyone else. And right now it's fine. I think that new coaches that want to go through, join their coaches challenge group the first month or 2 is fine. But definitely you should bust out of that after like month 3 and be running your own. Even if you are co-leading it, that's totally fine. Anybody else? Jessica, you're quiet. Are you okay over there? Okay. All right. That's all I got.
It's been a long day.
Has it?
I'm just like, oh, it's picture week for dance, and so it's just overwhelming.
Are you taking the pictures?
Oh, no. My daughter takes dance, and then they asked my youngest daughter to do the promotional ad they do. Anyway, so I had to fix both their hair, and it was a nightmare. I'm just not good with that stuff, and they love it.
Yeah.
So, and then my son had baseball, so just.
We have, that's our thing. Like we have baseball like back to back because there are 2 different teams now, 2 different age groups. I'm like, it's fine. I mean, like I love it. I really do love it. But it does create some chaos.
Yes.
But anyways, I understand. How is it going?
This is all helpful.
Good. Hey, I'm going to take a picture. Will y'all smile? Okay. Got it. I'll send it to you and you can put it in your story. Okay. All right. That's all I got. I'll see you guys back next week. And if you go to create your event, you have questions or whatever, let me know. Okay.
Yeah. Could you post those Woohoo forms?
I will post it in our team page. I'll send you a copy of mine. I'll post mine and then you can just create one. If you create a free one, you only get so many fields, but you'll have plenty. Just pick and choose what you want to do. I had a free one for forever, but I love a Woohoo form now. I do like it. So I definitely suggest it. Okay. Good night, guys.